Hello, and welcome to another episode of I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. Last time, horrible disaster struck, and unfortunately, we lost our good friend Tammy. We attended the funeral and took some time off to grieve, but unfortunately, life keeps going on, and so must we. So let's see what we can do in the colony. Solanacy, Tangent says, approaching you with purpose. We need to discuss my brother. Who, this? Yes, this, she says impatiently. I need you to figure out where he's been disappearing. Ever since we landed, I barely see him anymore. He doesn't even come home at night sometimes, and She trails off and looks at her feet. Well, I'm not on very good terms with my brother of late, but people are becoming worried. You get the feeling Tang is the one who's worried, but she doesn't want to admit it. Okay, sure, I'll find out. Thank you, Solanacy, she says, looking relieved for a second before her expression hardens again. I mean, it would be a ridiculous waste of resources if something happened to him, and no one knew where he was or how to find him. Right, of course. Tang doesn't get worried. Oh, she does care about her brother. Okay, let's see. What does that have to say? Dust is such a dry, hot season. Both suns are high in the sky, baking the usually lush Vertumnalia jungle. If there's a breeze, it's warm and, you guessed it, dusty. Your parents are up every day before dawn, which comes far too early for your liking. They're usually gone by the time you wake up and home after you're asleep, so you have to visit them at work if you want to see them. Good morning, Gooseberry. Your dad greets you cheerily. Have you come to see the harvest? Your mom and I are gathering crops from actual Vertumnalia dirt this week. Sure, that sounds neat. He shows you around the rows of corn and beans from Earth. They all look a little yellow and scraggly, not what you'd expected, but your dad enthusiastically points out the vegetables ready to harvest. Don't forget, he tells you, the Vertumnalia festival is coming up. There will be a talent show and a science fair. I'm sure you're eager to participate, Solanacy. That I am. Hello, this. You tell this that his sister Tangent wants to know where he's been disappearing off to. His eyes flit briefly to yours, then he stares vaguely off towards the engineering wing, where his sister is reading on her holopalm between classes. He doesn't say anything. Okay, we need some more friendship with him before we can just ask. That's a little ways away. Let's leave him alone for now. His shoulders slump in relief as you go. I don't think it's really a good idea to press him on this matter. He will probably tell us when he feels okay with telling us. Now, what should we do for this season? Shovel dirt for some toughness. Or maybe go to classes. I really can't decide. kinda looking for options to increase my perception, since that is likely going to be my greatest asset. Oh hey, what's this? Sturdy mushwood log. It adds +2 to a card. It's a single-use item. It's gonna come in handy later. Let's get a little bit of toughness this month. It's your first day in the glorious world of agricultural soil conveyance. In other words, shoveling dirt. Good morning, Solonese. Looks like you're working for your old lady. I hope you don't expect me to go easy on you just because you're my son. She walks you around the geoponics wing and points out where everything is. Your job is to move sod, compost, plants, garden waste and equipment from one place to another. Get comfortable with this, she says, pushing a squeaky old-fashioned wheelbarrow towards you. Now, any questions before you start moving that dirt? And where do I move it again? From over there, she points to a dirt pile. To there, she points to an identical pile 10 meters away. She sees your confusion. We had some very precious soil from Earth on the ship, full of all the nutrients and bugs and bacteria our plants need to grow. But it was lost, she sighs, in an accident. Now we have to make more from scratch, using Vertumnalia soil. This is part of the process. And why not use hydroponics? On the ship, we grew most of our plants with their roots in the water, and it's true it was more hygienic that way, your mom replies. She brushes an insect off her arm, which lets out a loud squeak of objection. But hydroponic systems use too much energy. Here, we have to grow as much as we can the old-fashioned way. Don't we have machines for this? The construction crews already claimed all the hover lifts, she says, shrugging. But they'll break down in a few years anyway, and we don't have the materials to fix them. She grips your forearm. We're planet-side now. Use your muscles. Nature's hydraulic pistons. That's my boy, your mom says, slapping you on the back. You stumble a little. Got some stress. And one toughness. Your arms start to ache after the first half hour of work, but you keep going. By the end of the month, you feel utterly drained and exhausted. And good somehow. You can feel your muscles growing already. Oh, sweet. Got the eagle eyes for some extra skill. Okay, it's 12. Let's see if I can make it bigger. Nope, not this way. $14. Yeah, this looks like the highest I can go with this hand. Let's see. Nope, apparently not. But we got a whole lot of toughness out of this. It's time for Vertumnalia. Judicot and the Council have called a festival to celebrate life here on the planet Vertumna. Everyone gathers in the colony square to hear Governor Judicot's speech. In Earth's history, Judicot begins, and then clears her throat and waits for everyone to quiet down. Ahem. In Earth's history, Vertumna was known as the god of seasons, change, gardens, and fruit. It's no coincidence that our forebears of the Vertumna project chose to take on such an auspicious name in the hopes of seeding future bountiful seasons of humanity. We will continue this tradition of Vertumnalia, a midsummer festival to celebrate our Vertumna, this lush planet upon which we find ourselves today. Let's be polite and clap. Got some loyalty. Everyone cheers and applauds. The members of the council all get up on stage one at a time to give their own short speeches. Governor Judicot announces each one. We already know all of their names. When it's your mother Flulu's turn, she announces that tonight you'll be eating some of the very first crops grown from Vertumnan soil. Your eyes go to the feast table. Aboard the stratosphere, it would have been mostly soy-based food from the nanoprinters, spiced up with what precious fruits and vegetables could be grown in the small growing bays. This year, the earth plants look even less robust than usual, but they're supplemented by some Vertumnan plants you've come to appreciate. Juicy potato pods and slabs of edible fungi. Judicot takes the stage after everyone on the council has said their piece. What is a festival without festivities, she asks. Professor Hell and Security Chief Rat have organized a 3-part competition for the kids. Good luck, children. Which one do you join? We can join bot wrestling, we can join the talent show. Don't have reasoning for the science fair, we can just watch. Or not watch. I feel like we have the makings of a physical child, so let's do some bot wrestling. A bot wrestling contest. This has been a classic competition for years on the ship. Someone has rigged up a hydraulic lifting bot to slowly stretch out, increasing in strength over time. The aim is to see how long you can hold it closed, using any part of your body, before it pops open. Anemone and Kel are competing with you. Kel doesn't like that it's a competition, but he does love bot wrestling. Let's wrestle that bot. Ooh, and it's a hard challenge. Story challenges have 3 rounds instead of 1. After every round, you keep the cards you didn't play and unlock an extra slot to play them in. Losing isn't always a bad thing in story challenges. As you say. Now, how should I go about this? I feel like starting with 0, 1, 2 should work here. Okay, this is only 6. This one's 5. Yeah, this gives the most points. Going forward. Okay, now what? If I go like this, that would be another 8. However, yeah, this is also 8. I don't think I'm going to be able to clear this one. Okay, this is 7 by itself. Yeah, and I don't have enough stress to push through. And I don't think using any of these would work unless I use the egg on this one. Turns it into red too. Okay, that's 16. It looks like the amount of stress is based on how close you are to the goal. Oh, this one's even better. Yeah, straights give a lot of points. Let's get a little stress and push through to win. Alright, well, extra kudos, toughness. Anemone's brother Com is the judge and awards bonus points for technique as well as for brute strength. You sit on the hydraulic bot and use your weight at first, then switch to a bear hug when it starts to wobble and push you off the ground. You make it a full 5 minutes of increasing difficulty before it eventually springs from your grasp and scuttles into a corner, freed at last. You just barely edge out Anemone. She offers you her hand, then pulls it back at the last second before running away cackling. And we have the memory of being the bot champion. Really cute artwork. Gain status popular. You're a winner and everyone wants to be your friend. Kudos doubled for 3 months. Okay. And some friendship with Cal and Anemone. And we lost 50 stress. After the festivities are over, everyone takes time off for a much needed break. During the fierce heat of dust, a few days rest is exactly what you need. You feel refreshed. Okay. This was a productive month. I feel happy about it. Question: what do I do now? What do you think, Cal? You're looking for Cal in the garden when you nearly trip over someone else, one of the younger kids, and they're blindfolded. Hey, they exclaim, ripping the blindfold off their face and throwing it to the ground. It's Cyrus, one of Anemone's brothers. He glares at you. I was almost done. Cal jogs over and grabs Cyrus in a friendly headlock, ruffling his messy red hair. Dude, you were so close. Cyrus stamps his feet and complains that you got in his way. It's not his fault, Cal says. He didn't know we were playing a game. Give me a sec, I wanna teach him how to play. Cal turns to you as Cyrus leaves. Sorry, Salonisi, he says sheepishly. I was teaching Cyrus a new game, but he's more like Anemone than I thought. Real competitive, you know. He stoops to pick up the blindfold, brushing off the dirt. I've been trying to come up with different kinds of games other than sports ball, he says. No winners or losers, I just wanna have fun with my friends. Cal looks at you hopefully. Do you wanna learn how to play? Let me check my schedule. Yeah, sure. Cal's smile looks like it's gonna stretch right off of his face. Radical, he shouts, jumping up and down with excitement. Okay, so first put on this blindfold. The blindfold is a little scratchy and smells like dirt. You can feel Cal's big hands on your shoulders. I'm gonna spin you around, and when I let go, you're gonna listen to my instructions. We're gonna walk all the way to the cafeteria, okay? You nod. You can't see Cal's grin, but you can hear it in his voice as he spins you around and counts to 10. 1, 2, 3. First, Cal says, you're gonna walk forward 10 steps. Do you follow Cal's instructions as best as you can, or make things difficult for him? Let's do our best. You take 10 steps straight forward, holding your hands out for balance. The rocky dirt between the garden beds crunches under your feet. Yeah, Cal says. Now turn to your right and take 15 steps until you get to the door. We have just enough empathy to get it right. Not quite sure what empathy has to do with it, but alright then. You turn to the right and walk forward, counting out 15 steps. When you stop, Cal laughs. You can hear his footsteps crunching behind you. I forgot how much bigger I am than you. You're like 2 more steps away. You take 2 more steps until your outstretched hands land on the warm metal of the door. Success. Awesome, Cal says. You can't help but smile. This is fun. Now hit the door button on the right and then keep walking forward until I say stop. Go really slowly, okay? You open the door and start to walk forward. The path slopes downwards and your feet slip a little bit, even though you're moving as slowly as you can. Real dirt is nothing like the metal floors of the stratospheric. It's turbo rocky here, Cal says, and you can feel uneasiness prickle up the back of your arms. Just keep going forward slowly. We don't have the empathy to trust him, so we have no choice but to be a little doubtful. Can you trust him? You try to do as you're told, but after a few steps, your foot knocks against a sprawling root and you fall forward, catching yourself on your hands and knees. Ouch. You tear off the blindfold, a sudden rush of tears flooding your eyes. Cal's beside you in an instant, kneeling on the rocks. Are you okay? He asks. You look down at yourself. Your knees and hands are pretty scraped up and your pride is bruised. But other than that, you're okay. Cal helps you stand. I'm sorry, Solanacy. I'll be a better helper next time. He asks if you want to get some potato juice at the cafeteria instead. You spend the rest of the afternoon brainstorming more games where there are no winners or losers. Cal is such a sweetheart. He just wants everyone to have fun equally. Okay, and now I am back at square one. In regards with deciding what to do for the month. We're still very young. There's not much to do. Let's play a little sports ball. Don't know where to get kudos this early in the game, so let's not worry too much about that. When Emily meets you on the court, she's bouncing from one leg to the other in excitement. My brother Com is organizing the youth team, she tells you. Kombucha offers you a high-fiving greeting, then tosses a sports ball your way. Let's start with a practice game to see what you're good at. You and Anemone are team captains. Pick your team. Com will fill in to even up the teams, but he promises to go easy on the other side. Okay, let's go with Morse. I'll play Spiker. Morse runs to take position. Seems like she's in it for the glory. Hopefully she'll want to share some of that with the rest of the team. Anemone chooses Kombucha, of course. They bump fists. Your next choice. There is a lack of options, so it's gonna be Cal. Mind if I play goalie? He asks. Sports ball is fun, but it feels mean to score against the other team. You face off 3-on-3. It's a normal challenge. I don't think we have to think too hard for this one. 8 here. A 9 here. Okay, I was waiting for this one. Little extra skill goes a long way. Oh, what's this? A hidden goal. Bonus for hidden higher goal. +1 to toughness. Okay. Is there any way to make it even higher? $17. No, doesn't look like. Oh, 18. Yeah, looks like 18 is the highest here. Nope. Oh well. Still a bunch of toughness. Cal makes an amazing jump save, but is winded when the ball hits him in the chest. Oh, got a bunch of kudos. That's nice. And got the memory of playing sports ball. 1 value card sets neighbors to this value. Okay then. The score is tied with Anemone and Calm putting the pressure on. Then, blam! You scored the match point with a red spike all the way from the net line. Got some bravery and toughness. It is now late dust. Anyone up for some more chat? No, doesn't look like it. Well, alright then. Let's go back to school. And let's study humanities a little bit. Tang swipes so quickly and neatly on her holopalm, and her class notes are so well organized. Professor Hal shares them with the rest of the class as an example of good note-taking. You're embarrassed about how sloppy your own notes look in comparison. Okay, this should be easy. $15. Oh, 18. Super goal for +1 creativity. Okay. Now we're cooking. And some extra kudos. It is now wet season. Ooh, mushroom log. Okay, Hades. It's pouring rain and everyone's trying to stay dry under the grass-roofed palapas. Everyone except this. Off in the distance, over at the wall near the sports ball field, he's definitely skulking. I don't have enough perception to follow him. That's a bummer. I don't know if there's even a way to increase it yet. Let's just ignore him for now. When you glance back again, this is gone. I'm sure we're going to be able to find out where he's going. But for now, what to do? Oh hey, I have over 10 toughness. I can apply to deliver supplies. Let's do that. Chief Administrator Seek greets you at the depot. They look you up and down. Solanesi, you've never struck me as particularly responsible or organized. But children never are. What makes you think you'd be a good fit for the position of courier? You didn't realize there was going to be a job interview. Well, I can carry a lot. Strong for your age, maybe. But lucky for you, you're the only applicant this week. You've got the job. For now, anyway. They use their elegant stylus to note this on their holopalm. Come back in a few minutes and you can help make deliveries. Yes, there will be kudos in it for you if you do it correctly. Unlocked, deliver supplies in command. Alright. And since we're still being popular, that should double our earnings for the month. Let's see exactly how much we're talking. Okay, now we get to increase perception. Alright then. Seek sends you all around the colony delivering supplies. During your first week, it's mostly small things you can carry by hand or push in a little cart. Stuff like tools and electronics. Some are high priority, which means you have to move fast. Lost a little bit of stress. It's fun getting to yell, important delivery coming through, and people actually get out of your way. Okay, now how to do this. Actually, isn't this just better? This is still 9. And that's gonna be... yeah, no matter how I slice it. This should be the best option here. Yeah, this is the best hand I could make. Got some organizing, perception, a whole bunch of kudos. You're having a terrifying, familiar dream. A monster crashing through the walls. Unfathomably large, every part of it wriggling and moving and searching for something. It tramples through the colony as you watch helplessly. Time shifts to the wreckage of your home. You're picking through it, looking for something. Tears streaking down your dust-covered face as you lift heavy pieces of debris, searching. Well, that was a stressful dream. You wake up shouting, "No!" but your voice is drowned out by a deafening rumble from the skies outside. The bedroom window is covered in water. It's pouring down from the clouds. You guess this must be rain, but you've never experienced it before. There's a bright flash from outside, then another crack and rumble. Thunder. It must be a thunderstorm. It's still the early hours of the morning. You've already almost forgotten your bad dream, but you're too unsettled to go back to sleep yet. The rain beats down on the roof of your quarters, joined now and then with great peals of thunder, like the footsteps of an angry beast. We're 10 years old and this is our first rain, so we're just gonna run outside and play. Ooh, got a bit of rebellion. Lost some stress. It's surprisingly warm outside, and the water feels nice hitting your head. Everything smells fresh and damp and wonderful, and the dusty packed ground has turned to squatchy mud between your toes. You don't go too far from the door to your quarters, but it's exciting being outside in the dark, watching dramatic streaks of lightning arc down to the hills beyond the colony. Yeah, I like rainstorms. Okay, gonna do a sweep now. Oh, Cal has something new. Hello? Hold this to your head now, my darling, you hear as you enter the garden looking for Cal. It will help with the swelling. Cal is sitting with his mother, Auntie Tira, who kneels beside him, holding an ice pack to his head. Cal's eyes are a little puffy. He rubs them and sniffs as you approach. "Hello, Solonisi," Tira greets you with a kind smile. "Don't worry. Recalcitrance just took a tumble off of something he shouldn't have been climbing." Oh, so your full name is Recalcitrance. You interplanetary hippies and your weird names. "Mom," Cal complains, "it wasn't that bad." "Are you gonna be okay?" "I'm okay," Cal reassures. "I just bonked my head a little." "Mom always knows how to make it better," he says with a boyish smile, "even if I'm old enough to take care of myself." "My brave boy," Tira says, stroking his hair. "Thanks for humoring me." She looks over to you. "Don't let him show off for you, Solonesi. Grind-based feats of bravery only for the rest of the day." Cal whines and wrinkles his nose. Tira laughs and wraps him in a big motherly hug, rocking him back and forth. Despite his protests, Cal's eyes close in happiness. He really loves his mom. Okay, and now we know that Cal's full name is Recalcitrance. I think it means something like rebellion or something. Resistance, that kind of thing. Okay, what to do now? Lost the popular status. Do I work some more on my perception? Or try to find some bravery from somewhere around here? Like playing sports ball. Sure, it never hurts to be a little brave. Mars may not be as skilled a sports ball player as Anemone, but she plays hard. She orders people around like a team captain, but she isn't so great at passing the ball. She'd rather be the star. Her favorite thing is to spike the ball right into the opposing net stop's body. It's not a legal move, but she's done it so many times that the opposition now stands further back when Mars has the ball, which is exactly what she wants. Did you see that? Anemone complains to you during a break. Mars wouldn't pass the ball to either of us for 10 whole minutes. Somebody has to do something. Anemone looks at you questioningly. We don't have the persuasion. Oh, I'm just 1 point short. To talk to Mars in private? You know what? Let's just let Mars be Mars. Not passing her the ball sounds too mean. We're just kids. She's gonna grow out of it eventually. Extra friendship with Mars. You keep passing Mars the ball and she keeps trying to spike it from the net in huge wide shots that often miss. She gets another penalty for holding the ball for too long when an Anemone is clearly open. At least Mars is getting better at those long shots, and she seems happy. That is all that matters. Okay, now if I do this, it should turn this 0 into a 1. Okay, so this is 15. If I move this over here, that's 18. Got a super goal. Okay, this is good. And best score. Wonderful. It is late wet. Let's take a look around. Everything is a-okay. You know what? I can still take a little bit of stress, but how about I relax a little bit here? See if there's a old memory I can forget. You organize a raid on the kitchen pantry for snacks. They want to be free. You must liberate them. I think I can forget first steps. Little bit of refining the deck while it's still small. The days have been getting shorter, with only the yellow sun barely skimming the horizon. One morning, you wake in the darkness and have to check your holopalm to know what time it is. You see a hollow stream from Mars. Good morning to all my pals, if you can even call it morning. They've named it Glow Season because, like, everything is crazy glowing out there in the dark. I am staying the heck inside for the next month. What's the point in even going out if you can't see anything? It's going to be a long, boring month. No way, it looks cool out there. Oh, it does look cool. You peek out the window. The wormhole is the biggest you've ever seen it, like a massive fiery ring in the sky. The planet must be very close to it now. And out in the jungle, something new is taking place. The plants are flowering, glowing iridescent blooms, and everything is full of life. There are strange new sounds, long hooting calls and gurgling roars. After Mars's message is a notice from the council, warning everyone to stay safe inside. Tam is dead and the other surveyors have been called back and the gates closed for the month. There's a tension in the air, as if everyone is waiting for something. And here we are, our very first glow season. And the name is very apt. Everything is super glowy. Oh, what's this? Glittering crystal cluster. Try to say that 5 times fast. We can use it to redraw our hand. Okay, this looks a little too valuable for that, but it's always an option. Okay, no one's really out here, except Anemone. Anemone is running around the sports ball court, touching her hand to the ground at each corner. 18, she counts. 19. When she reaches 20, she collapses into the grass and checks her hollow palm. I'm training, she explains. My big bro Com says I have to get my legs climatized to the planet if I'm gonna be team captain like him. Okay, don't have toughness to train with her. Let's just leave her be. Okay, and what do I do for this month? I still think maxing out perception is a good idea. It's been a while, but it's time to attend the meeting of the Secret Fine Times Club. Mars started the SFC years ago when you were little kids. Tangent and Tammy agreed to join at the time, but then you all got busy with other things and forgot about it. And then Tammy died. You meet in an unused conference room in Command, which Mars says is perfect for a secret club. Club President Mars brings the meeting to order. Tang, Vice President of Writing Down Secrets, records the meeting notes on her holopalm. As Vice President of Fun Ideas, it was your job to come up with something for the club to do today. You chose making friendship bracelets and brought all the supplies you'll need. Today, Mars announces, we're gonna make friendship bracelets. And I have an even better idea. We're gonna sell them to people for kudos. That isn't really how kudos are supposed to be used, but Mars is hard to argue with sometimes. The 3 of you spend the afternoon braiding bracelets out of recycled bits of wire and bright plastic packing straps. Your hearts aren't really in it though. All 3 of you know that Tammy would have been much better at this than you. Making friendship bracelets was one of her favorite things. She was always giving them to people and didn't expect anything in return. It's eventually Mars who calls the meeting early. She takes all your misshapen bracelets and looks at them dubiously. I don't know if people will want to trade their kudos for these, but I'll do my best. I'll put the kudos in the club treasury. Meeting adjourned. You ask Tangent if she thinks Mars is actually going to sell them. I think so, Tang tells you, but the club doesn't even have a treasury. She'll probably just keep the kudos for herself. She doesn't seem to care. It's just Mars being Mars. No, can't do a full straight with this one. Nice. some extra organizing, perception, some kudos, and stress. Speaking of stress, it's daytime when the emergency sirens start up. Well, what passes for day? It's still nearly pitch black, except for an eerie green twilight glow on the horizon. You look toward the gates. They're open. Wait, they shouldn't be open. A huge chunk of stress. Yeah, really understandable here. The alert blares out of every speaker in the colony. It's the same one you used for hull breaches and fires. And in space, it meant you were supposed to go to the nearest emergency shaft and put on a spacesuit. On Vertumnalia, it means go to an assembly point and wait for instructions. The closest assembly point is the children's crash, but from the opposite direction, you hear shouting and loud popping noises. Gunfire. Is the colony under attack? We can go hide in the crash ship, or we can go and help fight. Well, I didn't increase bravery for nothing. Let's go help. Little bit of rebellion, little bit of stress. Gain the memory of bravely helping to fight. Gain the status heroic. +1 to all physical skills for 3 months. Okay. You'll try your best to be brave and fight back. First, you dodge some helpful grown-ups who point you back to the crash. Then, you head outside to get your bearings. You can hear yelling from up the stairs to command, and a commotion to the southeast at Geoponics, where your parents are working. Our parents are gonna be fine. Let's go to command. Oh, what is this? Security Chief Red and 3 officers are defending the door to the command wing. They're too busy to notice you, because a terrifying insectoid creature is slashing at them with its razor-sharp forelegs. The monster kicks one of the officers and her rifle flies out of her hands. It skitters across the ground toward you. We have absolutely no combat abilities, so we can't shoot the creature. Let's throw the rifle back to her. You do, and the security officer shoots the monster in the side. It scuttles away, leaving a trail of bright blue blood that glows faintly in the perpetual night. After the all clear is called, you decide not to tell your parents how close you got to the fighting. You know your mom would be furious. After 2 weeks of darkness with the blue sun barely skimming the horizon, it begins to move higher in the sky and daytime returns. The council admits they don't know how the gates were opened or how the creatures got in. Some of the attacking creatures were once thought to be docile. Others were species nobody had seen before. It was like something had driven them to assault the colony. At least nobody was killed, this time. Childhood is fleeting. The game will end when you reach age 20, so you should focus on a few skills to improve and friends to spend time with. Use the skills and friends buttons at the top left of the screen to keep track of them. Good luck! Let's see. Here we have a overview of the past year. We have been pretty productive, I feel like. We are starting age 11, which is gonna wait for the next episode. I'm going to cut it here. Thank you for watching. If you like this story, please give the video a like. And as always, I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, have a nice day.